This isn't the kind of power that shouts. It's the kind that doesn't ask for permission or need validation. Let me show you what I mean. Picture a scrappy dog limping down an alley. What do people do? They kick it, yell at it, maybe toss it some scraps if they're feeling generous. But now, imagine a wolf walking through that same alley, scarred, eyes cold, unshaken. What do people do then? They step back. Why? Because that wolf doesn't need anyone's approval. It knows its worth. And you've been living like that dog, waiting for scraps, hoping someone, anyone, will give you what you think you deserve. But here's the thing. Respect isn't charity. You don't beg for it. You earn it by showing the world you don't need them to survive. You start by respecting yourself, and when you do that, others will follow. Let me guess. They've walked all over you, used you, betrayed you, and you let them. Why? Because you thought being nice would earn you something. But let me tell you something. Nice is the mask cowards wear when they're too afraid to demand what's theirs. The world doesn't play fair. It never has. It's a jungle, and only the ruthless survive. Not the cruel, not the evil, the ruthless. The ones who set boundaries so sharp they cut anyone who dares cross them. Respect yourself enough to draw that line. Respect yourself enough to say no when they push too far. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anyone who treats you like you're less than you are. If you don't, they'll take until there's nothing left of you and then toss you aside like trash. But here's the catch. It's not their fault. It's yours. You gave them permission. Every time you stayed silent, every time you let them belittle you. You want respect? Start respecting yourself. Start with the small things. Speak up when they try to talk over you. Stand tall even when you want to crawl. Walk away from those who drain you. Stop making excuses and stop blaming them for what you've allowed. Here's a saying I like. The man who kneels for everything dies standing for nothing. That's been you, hasn't it? Kneeling for approval. But you're not a beggar. You're a king. You just forgot your crown. The real question is, do you even like the person staring back at you in the mirror? Do you respect yourself? Or have you spent so much time pretending to be someone you're not that you've forgotten who you really are? Most people wear masks, fake smiles, empty words. They hide their true selves, afraid of what others might think. But the irony, people don't respect the mask. They see through it. They see the cracks, the fear, and they don't respect that. You've been living like a ghost, fading into the background, hoping someone will notice. But ghosts don't get respect. They get ignored. You have to make them see you, not by begging or shouting, but by standing so tall, so firm, that they can't ignore you. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough, not strong enough, that you'll never make it, and you've listened to it. But fear is a liar. It's holding you back, keeping you stuck. It's time to step into the light. Leave the shadows behind. You're not weak because you've been hurt. You're strong because you keep getting back up. And respect? It's earned in the way you rise after you've been knocked down. So let's talk about Joe. Joe spent his life being a people pleaser, living for others. By the time he was 50, he was stuck in a loveless marriage, surrounded by fake friends, working a dead-end job. He didn't even recognize the person in the mirror anymore. Why? Because Joe spent his life trying to make everyone else happy, and in doing so, he lost himself. You don't want to be Joe. If you don't start respecting yourself, that's the life you're heading toward, a life full of regrets. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Stand tall. Speak clearly. Set boundaries. Real boundaries. Not the kind you erase the second someone challenges them. Learn to say no. The word no is powerful. It's what protects your time, your energy, your self-respect. But here's the hard truth. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to notice your pain or your struggles until you make them. It's all on you. But you already have everything you need. The strength, the fire, the will to rise. It's all inside you. You just have to dig it out. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep living like a shadow, hoping someone will see you? Or are you going to step up and show them who you really are? The choice is yours. The clock is ticking. Every second you waste is one you'll never get back. Respect yourself, and the world will follow. Or don't. But don't come crying when it leaves you behind. The world doesn't care about you. It doesn't owe you anything. But when you respect yourself, you won't need the world to care. You'll become your own force of nature, unstoppable, undeniable. And when you walk into a room, they'll feel it. Not because they have to, but because they can't help but respect it. So, are you going to keep living in the shadows, hoping for respect? Or are you going to step into the light and show them what you're made of? The choice is yours. But remember, they can't respect you if you don't respect yourself first.